Instruct manually. Let's go. Definitely gonna instruct Dimitri so he can get his talent unlocked.
All duty. Thanks. I'm a bit embarrassed.
Don't be embarrassed, you did a good job. Let's go.
All duty your...
Damn. Well done. He's gonna need to unlock his lance talent.
This... Am I starting to master this?
There we go. And then we have Sylvain and Ingrid. So for Sylvain, we're gonna go for the axis.
Hey. What? Got it. Wow.
Alright, and for Ingrid, we're gonna also go with axis because I actually wanted to spend as little time in axis as possible.
I appreciate your guidance. Looks like I did it. Ah, no big deal.
Alright, there we go. Group tasks can stay as they are. Probably gonna stay like this forever, or at least until both Mercedes and Dedu are in their master classes. This can stay as it is. This can stay as it is. This as well. Yep, looks good. This is good. This is good. Yeah, I think everybody can stay as they are. Let's go.
I'd like to ask you something.
Oh, lecture question. Alright. Art has never been my forte. Even when I apply myself in Sketch a ton, I don't seem to improve much. I can envision an image so perfectly in my head, but turning it into something physical that I feel good about eludes me. Definitely relate to that. Been there, done that. Yeah. She wants us to pick this answer, so let's go with that.
That's right.
Boom, there we go. Anna's birthday. Well, she doesn't have supports, but we're buying flowers for everybody else, so let's be nice.
Thanks a million.
Oh, yeah, let's visit Ingrid.
That's the third time this month. Well, that's that. Father never relents. Oh, Professor. Hello. Did you need something? Well, that is... I was just tossing out something I have no need of. It's important to keep our spaces clean after all. You do well to remember that too, Professor. A clean space makes for a clean mind, or some such. Getting rid of things you have no need for is the first step to managing one's belongings in an economical way.
This is so wrong. She's your student, Byleth. Get it together.
Does that surprise you? Perhaps it seems ill-befitting someone of noble birth to care about such things. Despite my family's nobility, we've never been particularly wealthy. So my father raised me to be conservative with my resources, paring down when necessary. He also encouraged me to keep my living spaces immaculate, so the two go hand in hand, I suppose. Yes, he's a good person. Even when managing our territory used up most of our family's resources, he still went out of his way to ensure my comfort. Oh, just a scrap of paper. It was already written on, so no good for note-taking. And obviously, I can't use it to clean my lance. So I tossed it. No need to hang on to inconsequential things, you know. Professor, did you come to check on me for any particular reason? I hope Sylvain and Felix aren't getting into trouble as they tend to do. Oh, well, if there's nothing important, I'll be on my way then. I still have some cleaning to take care of, after all. Talk to you later, Professor.
Alright, so this is the good thing if you take those supports immediately. If a support pops up and you watch it immediately, it will automatically restore the motivation to 100%, which is really, really good because that means we don't have to waste more points on the meals. We can just use those points to actually give Byleth training in flying, because there is no way for Byleth to train flying, riding, and heavy armor until she has at least reached D rank in them through faculty training. So we really have to rely on faculty training for those.
You think I'd cheat? On you, baby? Never. Come on. You should know me better than that. You're the only one for me. I swear. Hey, if you don't believe me, well... Oh, I get it. If I'm not your type, do you want me to introduce you to some other guys who have crests? They're all nobles, just like me.
What? That isn't why I'm... You're worse than I thought!
I just want you to be happy. You know, get what you're after. I hate seeing a girl cry, especially one as beautiful as you. So, you know, maybe we... So, Professor, do you enjoy spying on people? You look like you've got something to say, so say it. Weren't you listening? I'm on her side. She knows that. But you know how it is. Most relationships, they end in heartbreak. Anyway, I don't know why she's so upset about me dating other girls. She didn't care before she found out, so why does she care now? I really do hate seeing a girl cry. Come on, it's hard on me too. If only I had someone to comfort me. Professor, it's okay if you want to console me.
I want to punch you.
I happen to have some exquisite tea back in my quarters. You could come by and we could chat about love.
Or I could just break the teacup over your head.
Calm down, it was only a joke. You've really got no sense of humor, you know that?
Yeah, like... I like Sylvain in general as a character, but he really has a problem with his attitude towards women at the beginning of the game. Yes, we definitely want flowers for Lawrence because we definitely need to recruit him. And we need all the support we can get.
Let us finish this quickly.
Alright.
Not too bad.
It seems I've
So this is...
Am I making... It all makes...
I'm a quick study.
Nice. Those were some good level ups. Okay. So as I said, we only have one battle point, and there's no point in using that right now when the final battle in this chapter is level 5 and we are all level 5. So what we're going to do though is we're going to try to certify Byleth into soldier once more, because I do want it for the lance rank. Let's see if we can get it. Yes! There we go.
A new...
Perfect. Let's watch some more supports, since we're already with Sylvain. Oh, he actually has a B support with Ingrid, nice. Let's take those 3 and then we move on.
Mercedes, you look divine as always. Are you off to pray?
Oh, hello, Sylvain. I was just on my way to pray. How did you guess?
Well, because I've been watching your lovely...
Oh, I get it. You're the type who's always looking at girls, aren't you?
I won't lie, I do enjoy beholding women, but I don't mean it like that with you. I know I sound like a dope. I think you're special.
Oh, really? You think I'm so clumsy that I need someone to watch over me. Is that why you can't take your eyes off me?
You're beautiful, and I mean that. You're... how can I put it without sounding even worse? Okay, here goes. I want to get to know you better. As friends, I mean.
I don't know where to begin.
Well, what's something you like?
I like to pray. I've been praying regularly since I was a child.
You grew up in the Empire, didn't you?
That's right. I was raised in House Bartels.
Bartels? I thought you were born to House Martreats.
It's a complicated story. I'm not sure that it's a very interesting one, but I'm happy to share it with you.
I don't mean to be nosy, if it's too personal.
Oh no, I don't mind. I wasn't trying to hide anything from you.
But yeah, Mercedes can be absolutely savage. Like, Annie is the person who will beat you up happily and cheerfully with a critical wind hit, but Mercedes is the person who will eviscerate you with her words. Like, she has no chill. She will heal you, but she will scold you so badly you will feel that burn.
House Martreats fell shortly before I was born.
Oh.
My father passed away while my mother was still pregnant with me, so she had nowhere to go. After I was born, my mother ended up marrying the head of House Bartels. Shortly after, my mother bore a true Bartels child who bore a crest. She and I were treated as though we were no longer useful to the family after that.
You think the Bartels were just using her to secure a crest?
They must have been. My mother and I were removed from the family and forced to flee to a church in the kingdom. I abandoned the Bartels name and took up our old family name again.
So you grew up in a church. Okay, it makes more sense now why you're praying all the time.
Yes, Oh, praying! I forgot that I was on my way to pray.
Right, and I interrupted you. Well, see you around, Mercedes.
Yes, see you!
So, there's an interesting little thing we learned about the Empire here.
House Bartels wanted a crest, and ruined other people's lives to get one. These idiots are all the same.
Apparently, in the Empire, having a crest is not enough to inherit. You also, because Mercedes' mother does have a crest, if I remember correctly, it's not enough to have a crest, you also need to be male. If you're just a wife and you have a crest, that is not enough to keep your status in the house. You will have to marry again.
Hey, Annette, hitting the magic books again? Has anyone ever told you that you're pretty cute when you're studying?
Sorry, Sylvain, but I'm trying to think right now. Could you keep quiet for a bit?
How can you stay focused reading a book that thick? With such small print? Is some of that text upside down?
If I use the formula in this line here, the magical energy should... No, that's not right.
You're even cuter when you're working through a difficult problem.
Sylvain, I'm serious. Please be quiet.
She's like this close to just clobbering him over the head with her books.
Hang on. Look at the third line. You've got the formula wrong.
I said the... Oh, you're right. How did you know that?
Well, I mean, it's written right there.
Most people wouldn't be able to grasp this formula just by glancing at it. Have you read this book before?
Nope, this is the first time. Okay, now that I look at it... Wow, this book makes things way more complicated than they need to be.
And what's your take on this part here?
It's just describing another application for the same formula. Ha! This is pretty easy.
You know, you're actually kind of amazing. I've been studying magic for a while now, but even I have trouble with this stuff. You act like all you do is mess around, but are you actually working really hard in secret?
Nah, hanging out with girls is way more fun. I guess I just picked this stuff up somewhere. Life is short, Annette. If you waste it working hard, it'll be over before you know it. Get out in the world. Have some fun.
That's easy for you to say. You're strong and smart without even trying. It's not fair. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to be rude.
No, I was just thinking you're pretty cute when you're sulking. You know that?
What is wrong with you?
Hey, I just got lucky with that stuff in the book. I'd normally never be able to outsmart you. Anyway, I'm gonna get out of here and leave you to it.
Got lucky, huh? I'm not so sure about that. Well, that does it. It might be tough, but I won't accept second place. Let's go, me. I can do this. I'm gonna finish this whole book before sundown.
Take a break, Annette. But yeah, Sylvain is actually a lot smarter than you might think initially. And I guess it kind of ties into how he is canonically. I think he has a strength in reason or a hidden talent. A hidden talent, yeah, so he does actually have a hidden talent in magic. So I guess that ties into that. One more, and then we're moving on with the next week.
That's a heavy sigh. Again.
Yeah? That's the sigh of exhaustion after spending the past month apologizing for your behavior to, well, everyone.
Apologizing? I've been pretty darn restrained lately.
If by restrained you mean falling all over yourself to garner the attention of every passing female, then yes, you've been quite restrained. Mark my words, the more you hurt people, the more weighty the repercussions will be. Your actions will come around to bite you.
Ha! If I get bitten, that's all just part of the game. Heck, I had one girl's brother come after me with a pitchfork.
If you end up getting maimed or killed by a pitchfork, don't expect me at your funeral. Glenn used to make light of getting hurt too. Then one day, he got more than hurt. Now he's gone.
Glenn being her fiance, aka Felix's brother, who died when King Lambert was assassinated.
I'm sorry. I was being... You're right. I know what it did to you when he died. It hurt to see you hurt, and not be able to do anything. When you wouldn't even come out of your room to take care of your horse.
Nothing affected me the way his passing affected me.
Well, I'm happy that you're better. Seeing you out and about helped me relax enough to be able to flirt with girls again.
Your predictability is utterly disappointing. When I finally stopped mourning, you know what brought me back? My concern. For you.
Me?
Aww.
You know you can't get along without me following in your shadow and caring for you. You flirt with anything that has a pulse, offend people left and right, and constantly cause commotions.
Huh. The truth really does hurt.
Please, Sylvain, consider your actions before you carry them out. And stop acting so nonchalant about getting hurt or killed. Promise me that.
Okay. I promise.
I love these two together. Alright, moving on. We are going to explore again. And this time we don't have a meal event, so we're gonna use this opportunity to just... Let's see, how many people do we have to motivate? We need to motivate at least 2 people. And ideally, one of those 2 people should be Dimitri. So let's see. Dimitri, yes. Do we have Marianne? Because I want to pair those 2 up. No. Okay. Then we're gonna take Dimitri and... We could actually use Felix, yeah. Let's take Dimitri and Felix.
Is something wrong? You're eating like you hate the food.
Oh? That was not my intention, but I apologize if I hurt your feelings.
Okay, so I'm gonna spoil something here from the Dimitri Flame support, because I'm not sure if we will get that support, or if we'll get it to the level where what this is about is actually explained. But in Dimitri and Flame support, we learned that Dimitri has lost his sense of taste. He is unable to taste anything ever since the day his father died. So if you pay attention to his food dialogues, like here it's like, oh, you eat like you hate the food, or sometimes it's like that he doesn't very well with seasoning things, and that's all because he literally cannot taste things anymore. And also it ties into his likes and dislikes, because Dimitri only has one food that he dislikes on that list, and it's the peach sorbet, which is essentially magically enhanced peach, magically frozen peach. And for him, because he cannot taste the peach, it's literally just like eating snow. So it makes so much sense when you know it and then listen to his dialogues and then see his supports, and you're like, oh, Or also there's a part where the dude talks about how he has not been able to find out what Dimitri's favorite food is. It's because Dimitri literally does not have a favorite anymore because he can't taste anymore. Even when you give him one of his favorite foods, he will not say, "Oh, I'm loving this." He will say, "I used to love this as a kid." Because it was his favorite food as a kid, but he can no longer taste it. He doesn't know anymore. So it's amazing how this game has some really atrocious plot holes and some really atrocious things where the writing just went way off the rails, but then they paid so much attention to some tiny little details like that. It's ridiculous. We're going to save here and see if we can save scum the faculty training for flying. Because Setev is right next to us, so he will make for a very good opportunity for save scumming. I do want to get Byleth to a D in flying before we get to the end of this chapter, so that next time we can just focus on things like brawling and heavy armor and stuff like that. As a matter of fact, now that I think about it, we should probably start focusing on heavy armor already, because there's only 2 teachers in the entire monastery who can teach us heavy armor, and they are not always around, so
If you see it,
we might already want to get on that. There we go.
Practice.
Great result, awesome. Let's take our second lesson with Alois. And let's make sure we get some heavy armor, hopefully also a great result in heavy armor.
I have a pass. Sorry, it's open.
There we go, perfect. Alright. Save again. Moving on.